Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Unitronics V120 PLC to give you a tutorial about how to change the settings and how to navigate through the screens. This is a pretty simple control device, and we've had a lot of positive comments about it from people who have these systems. So what you're looking at right now is the main screen that comes up. You start up the program, and sometimes PLC will go into a power saving mode and the screen will go dark. If you open up the enclosure and you see a dark screen, all you have to do is hit any key and it'll light up like you see here. What you're seeing is, again, the main screen. There's three sections of it. In the top left part are the three menu items that you can select. At the very bottom, you see the current settings. You just saw the screen go dark, so we're going to hit a button here, and the screen came back. At the bottom, the information tells you what the current settings are. PPM is pulses per minute. The number 4 there is indicating that each valve that is operating is going to pulse 4 times a minute, or each valve, in other words, will pulse every 15 seconds. To the right of that setting is DUR for duration. That is the pulse duration, or the length of time that the valve will stay open each time it pulses. It's set right now at half a second. Probably 99% of the applications that you'll run into in water, wastewater, the settings will be between 0.2 seconds and 1.0 seconds. The longer the valve stays open, the more air goes through the valve when it pulses. The more air that goes through the valve when it pulses, the larger the bubble. The larger the bubble, the more energy that you're imparting into the water. At the very bottom of that area, you see mode. Right now, the PLC is set for continuous mode, meaning it'll run 24/7. You can go into an intermittent mode where you can indicate when you want the system to turn on and start mixing. We'll go into a screen with that in a minute. Okay, in the upper right part of the screen, when the program is running, you'll see a flash that indicates which valve is operating. This system can handle up to 4 valves. The one unique thing about our program is that only one valve will pulse at any one time. That enables us to conserve air, and it also helps us minimize the size of piping that's required to go in and out of the control enclosure. Okay, now we're going to set the time. So what you do is you hit menu item number 1, and then in that menu you hit 1 again to set current time, and you can see that down here the current time is 13:51. If you wanted to change the time, what you would do is use 24-hour clock basis and change it to wherever you want, but I'm going to leave it right where it is, 13, and then you hit the return or save button, and you see it goes over to the minutes. The minutes are okay, so I'm going to hit save, and hit save again, and you've got the time set. Hit escape, and you're back at the main menu. We're going to go back into time mode, hit number 1. We're going to go down to set intermittent time. It's in the second menu item, and there at the top it says start hour. Now this program allows you to start each hour on the hour. In other words, it's got 24 start-stop set points. 0 is midnight. If you set that to number 1, that's 1 a.m. 2 is 2 a.m. When you get to 12, that's noon. 13 is 1 o'clock. You can go to the back arrow key. We're going to go back to 0 here. We're going to hit, well, we're going to hit save, and then it's going to flash how many minutes that you want the system to mix. Normally you can go anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. That'll turn over the contents of the tank, most tanks. And we're going to hit save again. And so what we've done, if we've set up a start-stop time of midnight. If we activate the intermittent time mode, that means that at midnight the system will turn on. It'll run for 20 minutes. But you notice down here, on-off status, it says off. So the system will not start at midnight unless you turn that on. What you do is hit the plus minus, and that'll change the status. That's a key up here. You turn that on, and so now it's set up to start at midnight and run for 20 minutes. Now if we hit, and we're going to save that. And if we hit that backward arrow key, the start hour progressed to hour number 1. We could go through the same procedure for it. The thing is that each and every one of these start-stop times are going to start at the top of the hour, and each and every one of those are going to run for the same length of time. That's one of the limitations of the program, but it hasn't been a problem for anybody, and that also helps keep the cost of the system down a little bit. All right, so that is your start-stop time. Again, you can set all 24 hours up when you first get this system, and you don't have to have all of them on. You know, most potable water elevated storage tanks, they only run maybe 3 or 4 times a day, and when they do run, they'll run for less than an hour at a time, and as long as they turn the water over, they're doing their job. So it's just an easy way to save energy, but yet keep the system mixed. All right, we're going to go to escape. All right, let's go to valve menu number 2. This is the valve select. Now you see at the top, there are 4 set points. What it is you're telling the system which order of valves are going to fire in which order. Again, this system will handle up to 4 valves. Let's say you only have a 1 valve system. So what you'll do is it's set at 0 right now. Nothing's going to pulse. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit number 1, and you'll see number one, that one's going to be fire first. And you just saw a red light flash over here. This is the cable that goes from the PLC over to the valve. The PLC tells, the program says to fire valve 1, it sends a 24-volt signal via this cable over to the valve. Let's go back to the main screen, and what you'll see in the top right corner is valve 1 flashes in the top right corner, and when that happens, it also, the LED goes on. So unless you see both of those, your valve's probably not going to pulse. If you walk up to the system and that valve's not pulsing, first thing you want to do is make sure that you're getting a signal from the PLC to the valve, and you can determine that by just taking a look at that cable. Okay, that's menu item number 2. Menu item number 3 is, this is the pulse duration. That's the length of time that the valve stays open again. So what it's asking you to set the time, what you do is, let's set it at 0.2 seconds. So I'll hit 0, and then I'll hit 2, and then I hit the return or save button. That's saved, and now it's asking you how many pulses per minute do you want this valve to pulse. We had it set at 4. Let's set it at 3. Hit the save, and so now we've set the pulse duration and the number of pulses per minute per valve. And to get out of this screen, you have to hit the back arrow. Okay, when we hit the back arrow and escape that screen, now you can see at the bottom of the main screen that the pulses per minute have changed to 3, and it's also the pulse duration is lower, 0.2, and that's the control that you set. So the mode is continuous. Okay. That's a quick tutorial for this PLC. It is pretty simple. Anytime that you have a need to review any of this, you can come back to this video, or there is several pages in the O&M manual that walk you through these screens. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.